That pictures made to make you cry. I've seen this and wondered what I've done to calcify. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come towards you. We all got left behind. We let it all slip away. Ignore you. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come towards you. We all got left behind. We let it all slip away. I can't stand to see your thalidomide robot face. I don't even try it. You have to be a liar just to infiltrate me. I'm still drowning. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come towards you. We all got left behind. We let it all slip away. Ignore you. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come towards you. We all got left behind. We let it all slip away. Take this away. Take this away. I can feel it on my mouth. I can taste you on my fingers. I can hear you like the Holy Ghost and kill you if you get too close. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come towards you. We all got left behind. We let it all slip away. Ignore you. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come towards you. We all got left behind. We let it all slip away. 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 I can't stand to see your thalidomide robot face. I don't even try it. You had to be a liar just to infiltrate me. I'm still drowning. I'm still drowning. Too drowning. If you get too close, I ignore you. As I close my eyes, I feel it all slipping away. I come toward you, we let it all slip away. I can feel it on my mouth. I let it out. I can taste you on my fingers. I can hear you like the Holy Ghost and kill you if you get too close. Kill you if you get too close. We let it all slip away. We let it all slip away. Words never say what you mean. All I hear is a scream. Never say that to me. Never say that to me. Wait, wipe that shit off your face. Let's not stop till we bleed. The more you spit out your mouth, the less I believe. Denial seems it had to come. Relied on me to say it all. Denial has left you all alone. How can all that shit that you said ever make any sense? Where did you run to, bitch? While I was holding my breath, what's sacred faded into nothing. Never put that on me. Never put that on me. Denial seems it had to come. Relied on me to say it all. Denial has left you all alone. How can all that shit that you said ever make any sense? Where did you run to, bitch? Well, seems it had to come. Relied on me to say it all. Denial has left you all alone. Denial seems it had to come. Rely on me to say it all. Denial has left you all alone. Raindrops are falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just give me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping on the job, those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just give me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping on the job, those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, the blues they sent to meet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free, nothing's worrying me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free, nothing's worrying me. He told me I've seen it rise, but it always falls. I've seen him come, I've seen him go. He said all things pass into the night, and I said, oh no, sir, I must say you're wrong. I must disagree. Oh no, sir, I must say you're wrong. Won't you listen to me? He told me I've seen it all before. I've been there, I've seen my hopes and dreams are lying on the ground. I've seen the sky just begin to fall. He said all things pass into the night, and I said, oh no, sir, I must say you're wrong. I must disagree. Oh no, sir, I must say you're wrong. Won't you listen to me? Goodbye, horses, I'm flying over you. Goodbye, horses, I'm flying over you. Goodbye, horses, I'm flying over you. Goodbye, horses, I'm flying flying, flying over you.
Welcome, my friends, to Xbox Era. If you're new here, let me fill you in. Xbox Era is a platform for the Xbox community with best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and of course, XboxEra.com, your destination for the best news, reviews, and features, all focused on your favourite platform, Xbox. It's every Xbox fan's gateway to the best of Xbox Era. Our incredible podcasts listened to in over 50 countries worldwide, our in-depth reviews, our own merch store for the coolest in gaming threads, and of course Day One, where you can track, rate and discuss your favourite games on Xbox Game Pass. We're a small, agile and independent publication, and importantly, we're completely funded by you. If you value having a publication truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Xbox Era is only made possible by the support of an amazing community, and in particular our legendary and growing army of Patreon supporters. Our executive producers, Top, The Scarecrow 121, Peter B, Not Jack, Mohammed Sherez, Kevin S, Korkenstein, Jordan White, Jordan Andow, Frankie C, Terran H, and Britt. Our amazingly generous grand benefactors who take their support and dedication to Xbox Era to another level. Krat56 and Assassin. And then there's our boss, our leader, our shining light in times of darkness, the one and only Xbox Era CEO, Torn Raptor. You guys are all fucking awesome. If you enjoy the content Xbox Era produce and want more of it, and you're not a patron, consider heading over to patreon.com/Xbox Era, pledge your support, and get cool swag in return. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Xbox Era Headlines. The date is February the 18th, 2025, and today Jesse and I will be taking you through all of the latest in gaming news from across the industry. Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, PC, you name it. As a bonus for our wonderful Patreon community, we make audio versions of these episodes available to them to listen to in Patreon via their preferred podcast app. There's a lot of P's in that sentence. But if they're on Spotify, they can link their account to Patreon and listen to it there instead. If you would like to become an absolutely legendary person by supporting our little publication that could directly, you can head to patreon.com/Xbox Era. Hi, Jesse. It's nice to see you. I haven't seen you for a week.
I know. It's been a little bit. I
say I haven't seen you for a week. I did see you on episode 250, but I didn't say that.
But you were so jet lagged and messed up that it was and then you're gone this weekend. You and Nick are both gone.
I know, it's terrible of us. We did 250 and then we roll out.
Well,
I am still jet lagged as to hell. I woke up at 2:30 last night after going to bed at like 11, couldn't sleep, so was productive and did a bunch of stuff relating to shipping our console wars game to backers. So got all of that out of the way, settled some bills for our production, etc. And then went to sleep again at like 5:45 and then didn't wake up till 11:20. I'm a terrible person. but it's done now. I feel a little bit better today, aside from a bad back.
Yeah, for anyone wondering, this weekend will be Ursel and Kay Asante as your co-hosts with me producing.
Good choices. I look forward to tuning in to that episode. But hey, we're here. Many thanks to Ursel, by the way, for covering for me while I was out last week. Interesting times. We'll get into bits and pieces of it in a bit. But lots to dive into today because the video games industry never stops. And what's really interesting this week is that a lot of the headlines are based around our interview. Fun story. Apparently, he had nothing new to say, but the games industry sure will make headlines out of it anyway.
Yeah, there's been like 150, 250 articles of said the same things. It's like he actually didn't. Like I think we did okay in our Phil Spencer interview for episode 250, which has done pretty well overall. Both on our website with our main article, and thankfully everyone being nice and linking back to it, which helps on the Google search engine side of things, and then the YouTubiness of it, actually making a little bit of money off of it, which is nice. Can't complain when you get over 25K on the interview itself, and this week's podcast is near 9K, so it's doing all right. We got some.
It's doing okay.
It was a good conversation. Like it wasn't.
That's what I like to view it as. It's not. It wasn't and it was never gonna be this hard hitting. Let's grill this guy and answer all the questions, which he wouldn't answer, by the way. Let's actually have him on to celebrate the community, which was primary goal. But also let's have an actual conversation, a back and forth. He's part of the panel and we're chatting. So,
Daddy.
Yes,
Daddy.
It's half time here in the UK, so my kids, it always cracks me up. I'm like, hey kids, gonna go do a thing now, so don't disturb dad for a bit. And then 10 minutes afterwards, it's evaporated from their brains and they'll come and disturb me anyway. I know how Jeff Grubb feels. But yeah, I was really proud of what we put together. It's not easy doing effectively a 3-4 way interview. And I know, Jesse, you didn't. And you deliberately, I think, on your part, you were.
No, I wasn't going to have myself even on camera, because once you get over two people interviewing one person, it gets really rough. So it's like, if I'm going to do anything, I will jump in for one main question and have like little comments here and there when I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Super chat.
Super chat from Lucius Augustus, YouTube member here on Xbox Era. Game journos are coming in late with the 4s and 5s on Avowed, just like they did for Starfield. Will this change when the games are day and date with PlayStation? I don't know. I feel like I can't.
I did make some predictions on what I think things are going to be, and generally, so when my wife just did Lost Records Bloom and Rage Tape 1 Bloom, because Tape 2 Rage comes out in April, and she was like, gave her score, was like, you'll be above what the average gives. Like, you can, before a game ever comes out, it has nothing to do with the game nearly as much as you can just tell what a game's going to score. It feels predictable at this point. Like it's almost to the point where the moment you see previews and the first time you get those impressions, it's like, Nick, you just know what people are going to give something,
where people are going to land.
And the initial impressions for Avowed weren't super high, so it was never going to review super high, no matter what the actual game ends up being. That's just the way it always goes.
Yeah, I think that the very nature of this industry, and certainly a lot of my conversations around DICE revolved around some of these topics. The way that games are covered, it feels kind of broken.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. There's no point getting upset about it. The key thing, as we've always repeatedly said, is you find those writers and those reviewers that you align with in your tastes, and then you pay attention to what they have to say. And I think that's the only way that you can do it. The whole reliance on aggregated scores and things like that, honestly, who gives a shit? That's the best thing I can say. And I feel sorry for developers under this, weird world where that kind of stuff actually does matter and forces them to give a shit.
Yeah, it's tied to people's performance bonuses.
Designed by committee.
Yeah,
that's how you get games designed by committee, where people are making decisions to affect an aggregate rather than make the thing they want to make, and that sucks from a creative aspect. Anyways, breaking news. We've just dropped this review. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is out and available on the Xbox Era YouTube channel right now. So you can go check it out.
Hey, it's exactly where we thought it would be. It's an 83 on OpenCritic. Cengiz gave it an 8.4.
Wow, not bad, Cengiz. Not bad at all. You can go and check out Cengiz's review. It's live on the website right now. As mentioned by Jesse just a moment ago, we have our review of part 1. So it's a review in progress of Lost Records Bloom, which is done by Amanda. So congrats to her for an excellent job. And
there's a lady voice on the channel.
A lady voice.
Yeah.
Woo! And I think you're working on a book right now, right?
I am. Well, I've got 2 game reviews I can't say, which is annoying as shit when you're not allowed to say what you're doing. But there's also this book, Halo Empty Throne, which is a direct prequel to Halo Infinite's story. I'm this far in because, as I said, I've been doing 2 game reviews. One's done. The other I just need to write. So I'm trying to get that book review out this week. I can say so far for 115 out of 499 pages, it's good. It's pretty much explaining why Halo Infinite started the way it did. So much like Epitaph, which is right up there, you just can't see it. It's giving a little more backstory around the years in between Halo 5 and Infinite. And it's been pretty good so far.
Excellent. I'm just looking at the chat right now. And I want to call out this one. So, first of all, from Abdul114, YouTube member for Xbox Era, just asking, Monster Hunter Wilds? I believe that review might be scheduled. I couldn't tell you when, right? It might just be scheduled.
Literally not allowed. If I haven't said I'm working on something, it means we're not allowed to say we have it or anything else.
Oh, maybe it's not scheduled then. What do I know?
Yeah. When you can't say I'm working on something, you can't say we have it or anything like that. They're weird.
The secrecy around
I know. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
But Monster Hunter Wilds isn't even out for like another week or something. So
yeah, who knows? Who knows when that's
it's things that are closer. Think of things that are closer.
Yeah. And I want to call out this one from Shane G, who says, I am so done with the Xbox's going away talk. They've confirmed a new console. Console gens last between 6 to 8 years. We're playing on Xbox until at least 2034 and blocking anyone who says otherwise. And I think this is the thing. Let's be honest. Xbox is dead has been going on since 2013, 2014, and they've managed to carry on pretty confidently thus far. I mean, there's lots to say. There's lots to say about the interview with Phil, right? Mm-hmm. There's some quotes that other websites have picked up on, talking about how Phil said that Xbox isn't trying to funnel players away from game ownership, i.e., the model we have with Game Pass, there's on a subscription service. You can still go buy them. We're not giving you only this choice. It's an either or.
Yeah, it's not the Netflix of gaming because Netflix is the only way you can see most of that content. Like they do sell some things here and there. Even that's dying off now with them. Like with the subscription services on viewing, you can watch them on any hardware, but you can't buy most of the stuff. As we're right now with Xbox, you can stream all these things or buy them or buy even more, and you can do it on most hardware. Most games are in most places anyways by default. So
but there's lots of little tidbits from Phil. He obviously mentioned Everwild and what Double Fine are working on as highlights of things he's excited to.
When we did say you
more.
Don't have to talk about, obviously you don't say anything about anything not publicly, and then he just goes right into Double Fine. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, he loves to tease. Mm-hmm. I think one of the most interesting quotes that I've seen sites pick up on as further admission of the console war defeat was when he said that I'm done trying to, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm done trying to move customers over to Xbox. Mm-hmm. Like you can think about this in different ways, right? And I know that people will think, well, yeah, duh, if you made all of these games exclusive, people would be forced to buy an Xbox. Like, to put the shoe on the other foot, so to speak, there are plenty of PlayStation exclusive games, but no one's forced me to go and buy a PlayStation. I considered buying a PS5 earlier this year, but I decided to pick up a ROG Ally instead. So, people will choose different things based on their desires and wants. And I think Microsoft and broadly Phil are looking at the way that the industry has come about. And you've got Xbox One was the wrong gen to lose. They've said that publicly. People built their libraries, they've built their affiliations, and it's just simply facts now. That's not going to change. You can't override it. And the assumption and the presumption from Microsoft is doesn't matter how many great games we reveal or release, that's never going to change. So we'll have to do something different. And that's it. That's the answer. That's what they're doing. There's no point whining about it or asking why. It's just how it is. What are you dancing about?
If you look at the screen, it mostly just comes down to the fact that they have to lose billions if they want to try and pull people in, and they seem done with that. And everyone's like, where's all the hardware, Xbox? And I think they've kind of made it clear that in the last, I don't know, 6 months to a year, they've just stopped putting as many out because they still lose money on all of them. And they don't want to do the loss leading thing right now, which I think would also lend credence to the fact that their newer hardware is probably closer than it is further away. Or if they are going to push hardware, it's not going to be more than like 10 million in a year. Like actually just shipping out. Like, because that's roughly, it was like, Welfare had a number, I think it was like 9 to 10 million, not the 2 million everyone wanted to be true. There's just been a big problem with people wanting, like, okay, I don't like them and I want them to fail. So any chance I have to say that they have, I will. And that this becomes reality. And it's like, you are not actually speaking for anything other than what you hope will be true. Like in this interview we had, which by the way, if you're wondering why it looked and sounded so good, it's because we did local recordings and then I synced it all together. But then Nick got phone calls during his goddamn interview on his Mac, which is his friggin', or on his iPhone, which is his camera. And that's why he went out of sync near the end. So blame him. It was a nice conversation with some decent insights into stuff. And people just have to turn that into console warring. Like that is the best engagement you can get online. And even the engagement of, oh, I'm so sick of seeing or hearing him type is like just always something. Never an actual look and breakdown of what's being talked about, because most of them have no idea. Like most of the people who cover games just don't. That's why Matt Piscatella and others who actually do have to work so hard to explain, no, you're thinking of how things used to be. You're not thinking of what it is now. And as a company, they all are doing this. They're all looking to constantly get your engagement because everything is fighting for your attention. Like when he said their biggest competitor is not PlayStation anymore, it's not because they're giving up. It's because they are losing future customers to TikTok and social media algorithms and everything. Like they're constantly fighting to keep your attention so that you'll stay on their platform in some way and give them money. Like that is the main fight for everyone right now.
Yeah, it's look, at the end of the day, I think we did a good job, and I hope that the community, which is the whole point of having Phil on, was to celebrate 250 episodes of this show, or not this show specifically, but the Xbox Era podcast. We've been going for 6 and a bit years, and I'm proud of everything we've done. I'm proud of the community that we've built. I'm proud of everybody that supports us in the chat.
This might be episode 100 of the show. We're close to it.
Oh, it's close. It's close. I don't think it's episode 100.
We're really close.
Yeah. It is my, I think it's my 1 year anniversary of doing this full time on the 24th of February.
This is 97, episode 97.
Wow.
So Thursday, next Thursday, 100. The 27th.
Headlines.
Yeah.
How cool is
that one's sorted.
Yeah, that's all good. And I would say as well, there was a bit of drama over the weekend after the interview dropped. Certain forums.
You thought they'd be happy. I knew they wouldn't.
Certain words were said, which led on me going on a bit of rant and then getting thread banned. But anyone that would like to criticize how we interviewed, just send me a link to when you guys are interviewing a CEO for the platform that your publication covers, and I will be happy to lend my thoughts on your techniques. But otherwise, until then, shut the fuck up.
There's also, it's just like, well, I saw Nate Drake said he's working on getting someone on his show. He didn't say like someone, and he's like, but you still ask those questions even you don't get an answer. It's like, why? You can, absolutely, but why? Why not try to find a way to word it to get an actual good answer? Because sometimes like that direct go right at someone approach just works. They're in a position, you're in a position interviewing them. It would make sense. If we were having Phil on for an interview, I think we would have more direct questions about the platform and the industry in general. When we're having him on to celebrate our community and hitting 250 episodes, it's just a different vibe. Like if he's coming on for a specific like if we have an Xbox person on for a specific interview about their game, like if we were able to get Carrie Patel or something like that, and then you can ask very pointed, direct questions about something. It's just,
I mean, I would like to have
1v1.
I would like the opportunity now to sit down and chat with Sarah Bond, because I think she's in a slightly different position. Even Phil's profile is Microsoft Gaming, right? Whereas Sarah is in charge of Xbox, the brand. Yeah. And I feel like the right place to kind of maybe point some of those more interesting questions or difficult questions would be to Sarah. And I would love to, maybe I'll reach out to Microsoft and see if we can set something up for around Summer Games Fest. I would love to sit down on a couch and just chat, like genuinely one-on-one for an hour or something, and just have a real like in-depth conversation and see where it leads. Because I feel like in a one-on-one scenario as well, we can probably cover a little bit more.
One-on-one and in person definitely changes things.
Yeah, 100%. But we'll see. Look, we're still small fry at the end of the day. Like, despite everything that Xbox Series has achieved in the last 6 and a bit years, we're still very small in the grand scheme.
And very poor.
We're growing.
So visit patreon.com/Xbox Era if you want us to keep existing.
We're very poor. But, we exist because of you guys. And we appreciate each and every one of you that gives up a little bit of cash every month to keep us alive. Like, I'm not joking. It really does make all the difference. Every single patron helps. So like Jesse said, patreon.com/Xbox Era. You get cool stuff. That's the great thing. We're doing a Mega Boost t-shirt for the refreshed merch. So that's fun. Anyways, let's dive into some other bits and pieces. Game Pass dropped their Wave 2 for February 2025. Obviously, Avowed is out 6 p.m. my time today, so in just over 2.5 hours. What else did they announce, Jesse? Anything interesting in
so
that?
There's F124, which replaces the leaving F123. You got Watch Dogs Legion, which I really liked. It was one of my earlier reviews. I was one of the only people, I guess, that really liked it. I think I gave it like an 8.4 or something. When I was first starting out, my review scores were definitely higher than they are now. So people always go back and look at things and it's like, yeah, I mean, just learning. I really enjoyed Watch Dogs Legion. It is one of those ones I think is still stuck at 30. So it will be on PC. So for those of us with a PC, everything's cloud console PC again, including Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader, which is, I think, now Play Anywhere. It had not been before because it'll be cloud console PC. Did they finally get Watch Dogs up to 60? Nice. That'll help because you do a lot of shooting in it. I don't know. I really like Watch Dogs Legion. I was a fan of it, and I think it's well worth playing. I also liked Watch Dogs 2 quite a bit. 2 is like the one everyone's used to liking, but Legion was the one that was a little more polarizing. But now, on the 20th, I believe, you'll be able to try it out for yourself. Might be the 20th. Stuff. Rogue Trader, I think, is the 5th. I don't remember. But Watch Dogs Legion is Ubisoft Connect on PC, by the way. So just be ready for that.
Yeah. I've seen some people going, oh, there's only 3 games. And I'm like...
I get it. Like, I get that it doesn't seem like a lot, but also today's Avowed Day. I was not expecting more than this. Like, I was surprised that 3 big-ass games were the ones being put in alongside Avowed. Like, they're all long. You can play F124 forever. You can play Watch Dogs Legion's pretty decently long. And Rogue Trader is incredibly long. So, they go by Watch Dogs the 25th. Thank you. So 20th on F124 and Rogue Trader. I think Rogue Trader is the more, I've never played it, but I know people really like it. And it's like choice driven and you can be really goddamn evil. Because Warhammer, which is mostly really goddamn evil. But this game, Legion, is in your neck of the woods. And I think is a pretty decent representation of your favorite city, London. You love going in there.
It's a good digital London, I will admit. It looks cool.
It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
I just get open world fatigue. I look at
and
games and I'm like, I just switch off.
It's open world, but I mean, it's not. So this was the era where Ubisoft, outside of Valhalla, their stuff was very directed. Like, it is open world, but it's not overly long. They never really had a ton of overly long ones. It's just people felt map fatigue, I guess. But when you're playing the actual games, it's fine. You just have a waypoint, you go to it.
Yeah.
And also, there is the ID at Xbox show next Monday on the 24th, which we should be co-streaming. So
hells yeah, we will.
Could be even more in there. You never know.
Even more. Cool. I mean, there's some really good publishers on that ID Xbox show, so I'm definitely excited.
Rumor that we might get the date for 33 Immortals going into game preview.
Nice. Like it. I've played a little bit of 33 Immortals. I had some thoughts. We'll see.
Well, that's what game previews for, along with like that and Towerborn. I wouldn't be shocked if they were soon-ish, because Towerborn has been on Steam, and I do think it would get a nice revitalization hitting console. But they had said they really wanted couch co-op working before they do that.
I think Towerborn. I think we'll hear from Towerborn soon. Like, I just have a gut feeling on this one, and I hope so, because if you've watched my early access review, it's pretty great.
If you watched a review on Towerborn, it was probably yours, because almost no one covered it.
Yeah, well, what can I say? We're awesome. I actually did say to colleagues at Microsoft, I was like, give us more codes. And they were like, well, I don't know if we can. Give us more codes. We'll do a really good job. And then we did. And they were like, wow, this is a really good preview. I was like, I know. So, yeah, I'm all for it. Anyways, what else? I went DICE. That's what else. Last week, I spent time in Vegas for the annual DICE Awards 2025. So we'll talk about two sides of this. So one, having conversations with different folks from within the industry, game developers, publishers, other content creators, was definitely super interesting. Just the general vibe of what's going on. As I understand it, from a publisher level last year, lots of video game publishers were not particularly keen on signing anything. So I expect this to have knock-on effects in the coming months and years. I mean, there's so many games anyway. So this year, it feels like, generally the opinion was that that's now changing. We're seeing publishers sign newer games to come out onto different platforms. Met lots of very, very cool people. I did see Shu wandering around, Mr. Yoshida. I did see various other... I bumped into Josh Sawyer, and I was holding my phone looking at our beautiful Avowed review, which Pre-Drag and you guys did such amazing work.
It was all Pre-Drag. I just did the nice thing of giving him a full week.
Josh Sawyer just walked past me. I went, Josh! And then he's just kind of like, what? And I was like, oh, congrats on Avowed. He was like, oh, thank you very much. And then off he went. But he was doing a talk, like Obsidian did a talk about how to keep he didn't do the talk, but some people from Obsidian did, on how to keep the studio live for 100 years, which I think is a wonderful, wonderful goal. And I think it also speaks to a little bit about like what Phil has said previously about how at Xbox particularly, each studio, rather than the business overarching, each studio is forced, maybe that's the wrong word, but each studio is required, there you go, maybe that's a better word, to maintain their own kind of like business viability. So they have to think about profit and loss and how to stay alive in their own. Like, we are profitable as a studio within Xbox. Great, we can keep doing stuff. And I think that is going to lead to a healthier industry, that kind of approach. Because we've seen the other side of the fence where games are costing $300-400 million to make, and it's just not tenable anymore, especially if they only then sell 1 million or something. and you've got a market leader with like 75% of the market share, and they're only selling 1 million copies of a game, it's not great. Like there needs to be a better solution. So lots and lots of interesting talks. Particular shout out to the lovely Daniel Bloodworth from Easy
I met
Allies,
him at the Veilguard preview event. He was there and he was very nice.
Absolute dude. And Ursel, much as you requested, because he sent me a message, he was like, oh, I love it. Tell him he's a G. Tell him I said hi. I quoted you directly. I said, he says you're an absolute G. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm not down with the kids' lingo nowadays. I presume that means a cool dude. But he was very lovely. And we did get a chance to sit down and play Console Wars, the card game together, which was fun. And he took like a little picture of he won, which was always amusing. He is the ultimate console warrior. He won the battle of the exclusives. But it was just fun. It was a really, really good time. And then obviously we have the DICE Awards winners. I won't go into every single one.
Just think Helldivers 2 or Astrobot, and you know who won most of the events. Because I did put up the you had me do up the winner thing. I was like, oh, I can just, if I just copy Helldivers 2, I can fill out half of this. And then I copy Astrobot, I fill out the other half.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, outstanding achievement in animation went to Astrobot, which I thought compared to some of the other games that weren't, like, I was so surprised to not see Hellblade 2 nominated in outstanding achievement in animation. Like,
I didn't win anything. Hellblade didn't win anything. So I think the main issue with any video game award show is just the simple fact that you can't play everything, let alone play everything that's been nominated. I think I would trust DICE more than some of the other ones, but like even people look at ours, they're like, how did you not have Metaphor Fantasio up here? It's like, because one person on the website beat it. I played 10 hours. No one else touched it. Like, it's impossibly hard to play everything. You can't do it. Even if you're waiting until February to try and do everything. We waited till January to give people some more time. But even then, it's like, what are the best games you played this year? Not what are the actual best games this year. So that's what those awards are. And like Helldivers 2 has a ridiculous amount of players, and Astrobot might not, but it does in the people who vote. And so like people played it, and I don't, it's always the hardest thing to actually get people to play stuff. So
we have a cameo from Boots here. He's come to say hello. Indiana Jones picked up, I think, a few awards: outstanding achievement in character, best adventure game. Balatro won what's it called? Best indie game, I think, of the year, and best strategy simulation game of the year, and mobile game of the year. So congrats to them.
Indiana Jones won 3.
Yeah. So I mean, it was fine. It was to be expected.
Yeah, no, it was pretty much what everything else was, and it is fun. Yeah. The pivot from people who must war over things is Astrobot might not have sold great, but it's won over 180 Game of the Years. It's like, yeah, it's a really good game.
Yeah. Congrats to all the winners at DICE. The event was hosted by Greg Miller from Kind of Funny and Stella Chung, who I think is
independent now.
She was a part of IGN, but left under some interesting circumstances.
They got mad over a sponsorship deal, which they had. Yeah. She said that they had okayed it before. Yeah.
Go figure. Anyways, so that is a thing. Would I go again next year? I don't know. Vegas is a strange place. I've really enjoyed being able to smoke inside. So that was fun. I haven't been able to do that for like 20 freaking years. And it was very, very strange to me. The first morning we were there, I was approached by a couple of ladies of questionable morals.
Well, they're not questionable. You know exactly what they are.
I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to go indoors now. Thanks, bye. I would say that what I found most intriguing was that so many folks that were there at the area hotel did not have tickets to DICE because they're so prohibitively expensive. And instead, I would set up meetings and say, hey, like, I'll meet you at the DICE area, and they would kind of have to wait outside and they'd have to go out to them, which I thought was like, oh, okay. So people were like, publishers and everything would just turn up and book suites and then have people come up and talk to them.
That's like Nintendo at Gamescom. They don't pay for anything at Gamescom. You just come to their hotel and they show you the Switch too.
Yeah. So super interesting. CJAD93 asking how my kittens are. The kittens are good. They survived the week without me here. I had friends and family pop in morning and evening to give them love and make sure that they were fed. And they're very healthy now. So, and absolute dickheads as well. They're knocking over shit. They've scratched up my carpet. They're just generally irritating, annoying kittens, as you would expect. All right. So yeah, that was Dice. I did see Mr. Yoshida there, as I said, and he interestingly segues me nicely into one of the most interesting stories of the week. Dean from VentureBeat, is it Takahashi? I can't remember his surname. Yes, thank you. He was there as well, though I didn't see. Look at this. He's a cat. He was at DICE as well, though I didn't see him, but he clearly interviewed Shu while he was there. And one of the most interesting things that's come out of after 31 years at Sony and is making headlines today is that effectively he was forced into this indie role that he ended up taking at PlayStation by apparently Jim Ryan.
You know who's going to be doing a victory lap? It won't happen this weekend, but Nick had always been saying this, that he heard that she was forced out.
Yikes.
I hate that. I hate when Nick's right. I'm so sick of it.
I hate it when Nick's right too. It's very irritating. Yeah, apparently it was like, hey, take this role on the indie team or leave. And so, thank you for knocking that over, Boots. And so he took the indie job rather than leave the company. I mean, that's horrible to hear, isn't it? Yeah, because now I think of him wearing the I Love Indies, PlayStation Love Indies t-shirts and merch and stuff. And I'm like, did ya?
He did. I know he enjoyed it, but yeah, PlayStation themselves, it was like,
it just sours it a bit.
It's definitely so. It's definitely felt like there was something that happened, and then he was no longer allowed to be the head of first parties. And like, was it? I can't remember if Nick's ever said it before. The reason why, I'm knowing Nick, he probably has somewhere. But yeah, it's like something obviously happened where for some reason they were just like, nope, you're done. And it's weird. It's weird for someone that's been there so long and is seemingly so liked to just be sort of, nope, you go, bye bye. But that, I mean, that's corporations. Pretty used to it by now.
Yeah. Oh dear. But there you go. Sorry to hear that he was treated that way, but Jim Ryan certainly has shored up his villain arc. He is, the Don Matrick to Microsoft as he is to Sony, I guess.
Well, if you look at our comments for the Phil interview, which there would have been like 600, but I had to get rid of like 200 because they were just horrible. Direct personal attacks on Phil. Phil is worse than Don Matrick, in case you're wondering, according to many people.
He has killed the Xbox brand, apparently.
Yeah, what is it at? It's at, oh my God, the friggin' 437 comments, where there's probably about 550 total, maybe 600.
If you want to be really if you really want to think about it, did he kill the Xbox brand or did he stop Satya Nadella from completely shutting it down by pivoting it? Which one? Which one would you have preferred? It to have gone completely or for them to do something different?
For it to still be here and putting out more games than ever, or for it to not exist at all?
Exactly. Like, make a choice here, please. Yeah, anyways, next up in news, Marvel Rivals is causing a little bit of pressure for the Blizzard team. Overwatch 2's director has said that the game Marvel Rivals has added pressure onto them to improve as they bring back loot boxes and more. This is via Chris Scullion over at Video Games Chronicle, where the Overwatch 2 director has said that the game hasn't evolved as much as it should have.
Agreed.
The actual interview was with Games Radar, and VGC are just reporting on it, by the way. I feel like I should make that clear. This is Aaron Keller, who is the game director.
Wow, he literally segued to you saying Aaron Keller right as he came on this video. It's like I planned it. I did not.
Boom. There is pressure on the Overwatch team, and a lot of it is internal. How do we make the best possible game that we can? And we've been feeling it for a while. And a lot of the things that we're announcing for seasons 15 and 16, like perks and the stadium, they're things that have been developed for Overwatch for quite some time. I think what's driving that is when we look at a game, we feel like it's either missing something or it hasn't evolved as much as it should have.
This update legitimately looks incredible. In case if you look in a few seconds, you're going to see third-person Overwatch in the stadium mode, where it's got in-round upgrades and different things. Like a lot of people always still get mad at them for Overwatch 2 becoming a thing, but it became a thing because of Bobby Kotick, and they've just kind of pretty much straight up said that before. Like, they never wanted to do Overwatch 2. Why is it going back to 6v6? Why are they adding in stuff? It's because they just always wanted it to be Overwatch. So like these updates look really goddamn good. People are very excited.
Yeah, good. I mean, I know you and Pre-Drag play a lot of Overwatch.
Used to. I mean, I haven't played it in a couple of years. Oh, that's all he plays, but I haven't played it in a very long time.
But,
I don't have any time.
I mean, it's good. It's good. It's nice to see as well that Marvel Rivals has kind of certainly pushed the team to, okay, we need to get our shits together, which is great. Good for them.
Well, they had a lot of time wasted on trying to get the PvE stuff to work, and then people played it and it's like, this is fun, but it's not nearly big enough, and it's $15 per person to buy, which is just, it never had a shot, because
a quick bit of housekeeping. As per RF, YouTube member for the Xbox Era channel here in the chat, says, quite eloquently, I might add, hit the like button, guys. I agree. If you have time and the desire, please reach your thumb across your phone or slide that mouse cursor to the little thumbs up on the video that you're watching right now and just give us a like. It does help us out. We really appreciate it. Next up in news, System Shock 2 Enhanced Edition has been renamed to System Shock 2, the 20th Anniversary Remaster. This is via Gamatsu and Sal Romano. Night Dive Studios announced that System Shock 2 Enhanced Edition, its upcoming remastered version of the 1999 classic science fiction horror action RPG, has been renamed to the 20th Anniversary Remaster, and that a release date will be announced at Future Game Show's Spring Showcase in 2025 on March the 20th. It is releasing on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC via Steam and GOG. Do you know what? Do you know what's really gross? My cat has just farted. She's just farted. I don't know if the mic picked it up.
I didn't hear it, but they never smell good.
It is the worst smell I've smelled in quite some time. And she's sitting there with her back to me, with her eyes kind of pointed backwards. She knows I'm talking about her. And she's just like, what are you going to do about it?
I had this one in because I did the review for System Shock 1. Really, really well done by Night Dive. And a guy got really furious at me that I didn't explain every mechanic in the game. I was like, man, it was like, oh, he didn't even play it. It was like, I played through the entire thing on PC years ago. I just had to make sure the version on series consoles worked well. It does. It works and plays well. It's a 20-something-year-old game. They did not change it. They did some quality of life stuff and upgraded the graphics because that's what Night Dive does. They take the old games and they make them feel like the old games and look like what we thought the old games do in our memory, but they actually look way better and they play better. But it is still that old thing. So I wasn't going to break down every system because that's the fun, is learning all of this shit if you haven't played it before. So I'm looking forward to this one, depending on when it comes out, try and cover it. Because again, I've played System Shock 2 in the past, and for a review like this, I would just really need to get footage and remind myself of what that game is and make sure that this port works as well as possible. So I look forward to it.
Well, I'm just realizing that we didn't tweet out the Pirate Yakuza review from Twitter, so I'm just taking care of that now.
Yeah, this was the Enhanced Edition trailer. Now they've done the renaming, and we'll get the date, soon-ish, which I look forward to. I really like Night Dive's things, because even I was going to do the thing, but then we didn't make the cut for early footage, and then I tried playing it. It's like, it's still the thing, where they fix a lot of the jank, and they fix some of the major issues, especially with the who can just randomly friggin' turn on you shit that was not fun in the original, but it still plays like an OG Xbox game.
The Thing remaster came out last year, right?
I think it was...
Did it?
I don't remember when it came out.
Night Dive? I can't remember if you took a look or not.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was going to, except for it still really plays like an original Xbox game, and we didn't make the initial cut for early reviews. So at that point, it was just, it was December 5th it came out. But we didn't get early code, so I ended up not bothering doing a review. Just because it's really hard if something's not new, or if something's a new release and you don't make the embargo and you put out a review a week later, it gets like 200 views compared to you hit embargo, it gets a few grand. So it just makes it not as worth it. Yeah. Sadly.
Well,
I wouldn't mind getting into some more retro stuff this year, but it never slows down, so probably not.
It's been insane so far this year. Like Split Fiction has gone gold. We know that there were previews just as DICE was starting and people were coming in from LA and doing the short hop to Vegas straight from those previews, which I didn't get to go to, but whatevs. But I'm looking forward to hopefully jumping on the review for that one soon. There's just a lot. It's just a lot happening. There's a lot going on. I will be also heading back out again in March to GDC. To kind of
March is fairly busy because I know you'd like to play Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I'm going to take that one since you're stealing South of Midnight. So, but also I would like a thing for this year, especially anything people are really into, or especially if it's co-op in any way, more codes so we can review it as a team. Like we might have a lead reviewer who does a final score, but we'd all play together and have everyone's like paragraphs and
inputs. Yeah. I think that's a great
like the way Clobrold was nice enough to hit me up and say he wanted to get his thoughts out there on Avowed, and so we got that section in there. Like if we could have a section from both you and Fairy for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and have you guys do the voiceover for the video, that'd be neat.
Yeah, especially as there's different perspectives there, right? As me as someone who's enjoyed previous Assassin's Creed games, but then bounced off the more RPG driven ones. Like, am I going to enjoy this? I feel like there's worthwhile perspectives to take into account across the board. So, next up, some good news, little dollops of good news here. Dynasty Warriors Origins has hit 1 million copies sold. I think it was a widely regarded return to form for the franchise overall. For the most
better
part.
Than the franchise had ever been. So not even a return to form. Going from its lowest point in 9 up to probably its highest, because it was never a great franchise. It never reviewed great, and it had really started reviewing poorly. But then they turned it around. This had far and away, I think, the best production values. It had an actually good story with mature writing, because Dynasty Warriors had always been very like comic booky with its villains. This was like actual well done, like Dongzu's actually intimidating and not just a buffoon. He was legitimately scary and competent. Because they've retold these stories like 75 times. It's just the friggin' Warriors Abyss game just hit and they have all the characters again, and that game's not very good. But I really enjoyed Dynasty Warriors Origins. It was a very fun 35, 40 hours, and I only saw one path and one ending in that time. Went through again before the review was done, hitting up every other little path. I was like, oh shit, this is going to take like 70 hours for me to get through all of it, but it's cool. It's really good. I highly recommend it if it's you're just looking for a good mix of huge action alongside some legitimately fantastic one-on-one, which this series has not really had before. And to this level.
Yeah, fair. All right, and then in other good news, Come Deliverance 2 has hit 2 million copies sold. Good for them. That studio has made a pretty incredible game for a very small amount of money, considering $40 million apparently was the budget for this one. And it's made a game that is very, very widely regarded as pretty great. Yeah,
that's why you're going to see more and more growth, I think, from industry studios and stuff in Poland, because there's a lot of talent, and it's way cheaper than being in somewhere like LA. Because like it was Infinity Ward, I think, has a new studio they started in Poland. Xbox is working with a $50 million budget on that Project Maverick with People Can Fly. Like there's a lot of talent in that region that really wants to keep making games, and For this one, hopefully you scored it well, or else he gets really mad at you and yells at you on Twitter.
Yeah, don't give it a 6. The developers will beat you up. Maybe that's why it's doing so well. Who knows? But it looks great. I mean, I've played a bit of it on PC. It is gorgeous. So
yeah, CryEngine's still awesome, which makes me sad about Crytek having to fire people, because CryEngine's really goddamn cool.
yeah,
But yeah, it's not for me in the sense that I just don't have the time, because it's a big clockwork open world game that demands 100 to 200 hours. Like, because it's not a big exciting thing. It is the mundane life of the friggin' peasant class at this time of the world. Like, it's a very specific thing. And there's been some reviews that just could not stop mentioning this in relationship to Avowed. I'm like, man, they're both RPGs, but they could not be more different. And one is going to be more for you than the other, most likely. But as far as this goes, I would not want to play it simply because I don't have the patience and the time, but I fully get why people like it so much.
yeah. And slight clarification and big thank you to Denise.
Czech. Thank you.
It's Czech-based development.
Got
Apologies.
me. Yep.
Apologies.
I'm American, so it's all the same to us. You can just point at a map and we don't even know where America is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I would say that part of Europe, especially, like you go around there, those areas have so much talent with a lower cost overall of living compared to like a Montreal or a Santa Monica. So you can get some really good stuff made for a lot less money.
Yeah. And fun in-joke to call out from YouTube member Abdul114. Crying Sister 2 needs a remake. Crying Sister? Classic. Absolutely.
Was it Weeping
classic.
Siblings, I thought?
Dear, oh dear. Terrible. Next up in good news, Level 5 returns to Xbox with Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. YouTube channel, the YouTube trailer for this one has dropped from Level 5. It is coming to Xbox, which is nice, isn't it?
I guess
it's arriving on May
21st. I would never play this, but I'm very excited for all those people who really want to.
Yeah,
it's very. I don't even know what type of game, like Animal Crossing. I have no idea.
Yeah,
it's pretty uwu.
Yeah. And then in bad news, and I'm throwing this in here on a whim, Wired Productions have just announced a new horror game called Karma: The Dark World, which is launching exclusively on PlayStation 5 and PC.
Yeah, we've gotten emails about that for like 6 months. They're really pushing that one.
So it looks good. Not coming to Xbox.
Never was.
Oof.
Nope.
Oof. Never mind. And also in breaking news, and hopefully you can be on the fly with this one. I will try and copy the thing from the thing. A new rumor has just dropped from a pro skater that claims there's a new Tony Hawk Remaster on the way. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's following up. Like Tony Hawk had been kind of intimating himself about stuff months back, so not shocking.
Yeah.
What it would be and who's doing it, I don't know, because unfortunately the team that did 1 and 2, I think, was absorbed into Blizzard. So
yeah.
Vicarious.
This is posted by Jordan Midler over at Video Games Chronicle. Tyshawn Jones appeared on the Breakfast Club podcast, and the skater claimed that he's going to feature in a new video game in the Dormant series. And he said, I'm in a Tony Hawk coming out. That's cool. Jones said they got a new one they're remastering that's about to come out. I was in the last one. So he did appear in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, despite being too young to feature in either of the original games. So there you go. Fun times. Next up,
I mean, no Activision games have dropped. New. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, they've added in old stuff, but Activision doesn't put that many games out. That was one of their main problems. They've literally only been releasing COD. So that was one of their major issues that led to them needing to be bought.
Yes, indeed. Quite right. JCTV, hi. Back to you. Thank you for being here. Next up, let's start the bad news block. Sorry, everybody.
This is a really shitty one, too.
This is awful. It's a UK-based
company. The Funko Fusion team, in case you were wondering who they are.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Uh-oh. Achoo! What the? What kind of sneeze was that, John?
It was there was a sneeze and then a nose blow. Next up, 1010 Games, the developers of Funko Fusion, have started to be let go with layoffs happening whilst the developers were on holiday. This comes via Mike Straw at Insider Gaming. It is pretty rough. Insider Gaming has spoken to multiple sources who have provided new details about what led to the layoffs at the Funko Fusion developer, what they were told, and more. According to those who spoke under the condition of anonymity, staff at the studio found out about the layoffs in mid-January, and there would be 19 jobs at risk. Those who were being let go were told by management that they would be fully supported through this process, including assistance with finding more work. Insider Gaming was told that this hasn't happened yet. As far as those let go, some were actually on holiday, which the company had encouraged them to take, and then told them while they were out of work that those let go were still expected to attend consultation meetings at a specific time, even though they were out of the country on holiday, encouraged by the people that work there to go on. And management seemed very keen to wrap up the process quickly, despite saying they were fully open to suggestions and feedback. None of it has been taken on board. Once those layoffs were finalized, meetings wrapped with those affected by the end of January. And in those meetings, Insider Gaming learned that they were told there would be no real severance packages. What they received was what one called the bare legal minimum that included notice periods and payment in lieu of any unused holiday time, which is, I wonder why they were encouraging people to take freaking holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute jerks.
Yep. So the game was terrible and didn't do well, and this just shows that one miss and you're kind of gone. And that sucks. That's why so many people really just do. Why does everyone do sequels and try and win with live service? Well, because if you miss one thing, doesn't matter if it's single player or multiplayer. If you miss, you're out. So if you hit and it's any type of live service, you make way more money.
Yeah. What else? Next up, the Days Gone remaster has some PlayStation fans complaining because Days Gone was given away in PlayStation Plus at a certain point, and that version can't be upgraded into the remastered version for the $10 fee or whatever it is. So you have to buy the game outright. Oof. Why? I mean, I understand the difference. The difference is you haven't had $70 from those people, right?
No, it would have been 60 back then too, I think.
And it's like, So yeah, I can understand the grumbling there.
It's one of those things that they've been allowed to do it in the past, so it's just what they're gonna keep doing. Like, you can't upgrade on PC either. It is just $10 of DLC, so it's the same essentially on PC, but because it's not technically remastered for the PS5 or for PC. It's remastered on PS5 and Pro, where they're backporting their upgrades they had already done on PC and adding new content and stuff. But it's just the way they end up going. It's because of the way their entitlements work, and we're used to it just works with Microsoft, but it doesn't just work with PlayStation. It's always a pain in the ass, and they've got it. It's better now than it was on the PS4, but like the entitlement for a PS Plus game is different. It's just straight up different from a digital copy, which is straight up different from a physical copy. Like, they were all different SKUs, which is a bad way to do it, but it is the way it has been done.
Yeah, it's but if you don't really cover Xbox and you don't know the difference between the two ecosystems, I doubt there'll be much complaining, right? No,
it's just one of those. It's just one of those things where it's just the way it is, and it gets hand waved away.
Oh, okay. All right, good, great. Nintendo are set to discontinue the Nintendo Gold Points program on March 24th, 2025. So,
YouTube crash. Holy crap, that never happens on headlines. What the hell, YouTube?
Nice one, YouTube.
God damn it.
Be prepared to pay more for your Switch 2 games, I guess.
Yeah, you could
unless they introduce a new program, who knows?
Yeah, also the voucher system from Switch you can't use it on Switch 2 games. So
yeah.
How do they make more money? By giving you less options to spend less, would be my guess. They might have new systems that come in, but everyone's looking to grow. And a very Nintendo way to do that is to just make the overall platform a little weaker. for fun systems like this that people like.
Yeah.
Because the voucher one was I was like $100 and you get 2 vouchers, something like that. I don't remember the exact amount. I might be wrong, but it was like a voucher. You can redeem this for any 2 games essentially, and then you could save a little bit money on the games over time. It's like, I'm definitely buying 2 things Nintendo, but I'm going to save $20 or something like that. Thank you. And then the gold one was every time you bought something, pretty much you got these points, and then you could redeem them for different things. And if you were maining or using the platform often, like Nick, you would have a bunch of gold points and you could get cool shit. Now it's all gone.
Bit rubbish, really.
Yep.
Next up, in very, very sad news, influential Dishonored and Half-Life 2 artist Viktor Antonov has died. This is via Jordan Midler at VGC News. The veteran developer worked on Half-Life and Dishonored. According to former colleagues, he has passed away aged 52, I believe. It's really, really rubbish.
Yep. He did some incredible work, and it seemed like everyone who worked with him that's talked about him really liked him. So,
yep.
Sucks.
Awful stuff. Former Valve writer Mark Laidlaw took to Instagram to write, I didn't want to say much until I felt it was actually confirmed, but I learned today that Viktor, our visionary art lead on Half-Life 2, has died. I don't have details, just sadness. Brilliant and original, made everything better. Rest in peace, Viktor Antonov. You will be missed. Last couple of news stories here. Elden Ring Nightreign's DLC will include bosses and more playable characters. This again is via Jordan Midler over at Video Games Chronicle. From Software are seemingly going to take the future of Elden Ring Nightreign quite seriously and will deliver extra bosses and playable characters via DLC, according to now removed text on the game's Steam page. So maybe they've changed their minds.
Well, they probably didn't want to put it out there early at the least, but that is the main thing Nightreign needs. It needs to have a decently steady stream of content, because as it is, it's really fun. Plays super fast, has a good setup. The runs are difficult, but not like unfair. It's a very different type of game from them, and I really enjoyed it, but I could see it growing old very quickly. Like, you get a week or 2 out of it at the most, based on what was in the beta, the network test. But, that was only 1 boss. There was only half of the people you can play as. So hopefully it just needs a lot of content. That's the main thing. And it needs to really randomize it and make those runs different feeling. So I'm hopeful.
Indeed. And last story to end things on a lighter note. Fortnite found a new way to punish a pro cheater. Instead of just, banning them or whatever the case may be, the competitive Fortnite Twitter account posted that cheating is never a winning strategy, and we've taken legal action against a player who shared their account to unfairly qualify for the Fortnite Championship Series. They're now banned from Fortnite tournaments forever, and their undeserved prize money has been donated to Child's Play, a charity about letting kids play video games. Not only that, they forced this particular user, Morgan Repulse-God Bamford, to post a rather humiliating apology video. I mean, they say it's humiliating. I mean, it's kind of like whatevs, it's a bare minimum. I cheated and I'm sorry, and it's never cool, kids. In text, which you could play.
It'll be there for your entire life, which makes it pretty humiliating.
So, good on Epic for doing that. I thoroughly approve. People should go watch that video. Naughty. Don't cheat. It's not cool, man.
Just not even on camera, just as friggin' text.
Not even on camera, just some text with typos as well. Like the lowest effort humanly possible. But I imagine he did that through gritted teeth, right?
You should also be black background with white text so you don't blow people's eyeballs out.
You should post another apology video for that. And that's it. That's all the news, pretty much. So we'll draw this episode of Headlines to close. We are grateful for you hanging around and chatting with us. Always lovely to see everybody in the chat. Be sure to hit that like button before you go out of the door. We'll be back on Thursday for another episode of Headlines. And back on Saturday, except not us, it's just Jesse and Ursel and Kay Asante for the Xbox Era podcast, episode 251. Until then, keep your eyes on xboxera.com for the latest in gaming news, reviews, and previews and more. And last thing, our Xbox Era community Discord hit 1,000 plus members strong today, meaning that we're now discoverable in the great server Discord world. And we've consistently kept the Discord server at a fully maxed out level 3, all the bells and whistles. So come and join. It is genuinely the best Discord server I've ever been on. Many thanks to all the folks that moderate and keep things clean around there. If you're a Patreon member, you do get access to the Cool Kids private lounge, where we arguably interact a lot more because we love our patrons. Well, some of our team do, maybe not me. And we'll be back another time. Until then, much love to you all. Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
Feel insane every single time I'm asked to compromise, 'cause I'm afraid and stuck in my ways, and that's the way it stays. So how long did I expect love to outweigh ignorance? By that look on your face, I may have forced the scale to tip. I'm not insane, I'm not insane, I'm not insane, I'm not insane. Come back to me, it's almost easy. Set it off, set it off. Come back again, it's almost easy. Shame pulses through my heart from the things I've done to you. It's hard to face, but the fact remains that this is nothing new. I left you bound and tied with suicidal memories, selfish beneath the skin, but deep inside I'm not insane. I'm not insane, I'm not insane, I'm not insane, I'm not insane. Come back to me, it's almost easy. Set it off, set it off. Come back again, it's almost easy. You learn your love. Come back to me, it's almost easy. But first you fall, first you fall. Come back again, it's almost easy. Now that I've lost you, it kills me to say I've tried to hold on as you slowly slipped away. I'm losing the fight, I've treated you so